Hey everyone, welcome back. Ready for another deep dive. Today we're ditching the therapist's couch and strapping on our hiking boots because we're heading straight into nature.
Sounds good to me.
That's right, we're tackling your interest in outdoor therapy, specifically in the Northeast.
Love it. It's definitely having a moment right now, isn't it?
Seriously, it's like everyone's suddenly realizing what we nature lovers have known all along being out in nature. It just makes you feel good.
Yeah, and there's actually a ton of research now backing that up. Like, did you know that even just looking at pictures of nature for a few minutes can actually lower your stress? It's wild.
No way, seriously. See, that's what I'm talking about. This is why outdoor therapy is so powerful. It taps into that natural connection we have with the outdoors.
Totally. It's using what's already there, that innate connection, to boost well-being.
Exactly. And speaking of things that boost well-being, have you seen the scenery in the Northeast?
Oh, absolutely breathtaking.
No, seriously. Rugged coastlines, national parks, the whole 9 yards. It's like a postcard come to life.
Yeah.
What is it about this region that makes it so perfect for outdoor therapy? You would think it was designed for it.
You know, you're right. It's like the ideal backdrop. I think it's the sheer variety, right? You've got these dramatic coastlines, perfect for those like contemplative walks. You really feel that sense of vastness. And then you've got forests so different, almost enveloping you, that grounding energy.
Oh, I totally get that. And the smells too. Pine needles, salty air, it all plays into it, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Each environment is going to offer this totally unique sensory experience. And those senses, they're a huge part of why this therapy works.
It's amazing how powerful our senses can be when we actually, slow down to appreciate them. Now, one thing that stood out to me in what you sent over was the role of local groups. It seems they're super important in this whole movement. So what are they doing exactly, and how are they making outdoor therapy more accessible?
Oh, they're crucial, honestly. They're like this bridge between, the mental health professionals and the great outdoors. Picture this. Counseling sessions, but they're happening during nature walks.
I love that.
Or group therapy, but it involves like art or mindfulness exercises, and it's all outside in these beautiful settings.
See, now you're speaking my language. Makes it way less intimidating, right? Okay, this next part immediately piqued my interest. It's the section on wilderness therapy. This feels like we're going full Bear Grylls here, yeah.
Yeah, wilderness therapy is definitely a more intensive approach. We're talking expeditions, challenges, really pushing those comfort zones.
Sounds intense.
It is, but in a good way.
Yeah.
It uses the wilderness as this backdrop for serious personal growth. You send over some info about it, mentioned backpacking, canoeing, those challenge-based activities, right? Each one brings something unique to the table.
Wow, I'm feeling more adventurous just hearing about it. But for those of us who might not be ready to brave the wilderness just yet, your material also mentions outdoor mindfulness practices. Now, mindfulness is everywhere these days, but what makes doing it outside so different?
Oh, it's a totally different experience, trust me. Imagine, instead of focusing on your breath in a quiet room, you're doing mindful walking, but in a forest. You're feeling the earth, the sun on your skin, listening to the birds.
Okay, yeah, that already sounds way more relaxing.
Right. Or nature meditation, but by a stream. Even deep breathing hits different when you're surrounded by fresh air.
So the whole experience is just heightened because of nature.
Exactly. It's like your senses are on high alert in the best way possible.
Right. You make a good point. It's not like you can just pop outside and suddenly become a wilderness therapist. So qualifications are key. What about experience, though?
Oh, yeah, that's huge. It's one thing to, ace your exams and get certified, but actually having that real-world experience, actually working with clients outside, that's where the magic happens.
Right. It's like the difference between reading a cookbook and, actually baking a cake.
Yeah, exactly. You need both the knowledge and the know-how, especially in an environment as unpredictable as nature.
Totally. You don't want to be stuck in a hailstorm with someone who's panicking because they only practice therapy indoors.
Right.
Okay, so we've got our qualified and experienced therapist. Now, what about personal goals? Everyone's different, right?
Absolutely. One size does not fit all when it comes to outdoor therapy. You've got to know what you want to get out of it. Are you dealing with anxiety, trying to communicate better? Is it about processing something from the past?
So it's like figuring out what you want to work on and then finding the right guide to help you navigate that, but in nature.
Exactly. You want that perfect synergy between your own journey and the power of nature. It's about finding that therapist who gets you and can tailor the therapy to your specific needs.
Okay, that makes total sense. Speaking of the experience itself, The material you sent mentions a typical session involves setting goals, doing some activities, and then reflecting on it all.
Yeah.
Can you paint us a more vivid picture, though? Like, what does a session actually feel like?
Okay, so picture this. You meet your therapist at the edge of this amazing forest. You start by talking about why you're there, what you want to get out of the session.
Okay.
Then you go on this guided walk, but you're really paying attention, being mindful, noticing the bark on the trees, the shapes of the leaves, the sounds.
I'm already feeling calmer just thinking about it.
Right. And as you're walking, your therapist might weave in elements of this other cool concept, ecotherapy.
Oh, yeah. Ecotherapy. That one really jumped out at me. How is that different from just like regular outdoor therapy? They both involve nature, right?
Yeah, they do. But ecotherapy goes a bit deeper. It really emphasizes that two-way relationship between humans and nature. Like, we impact nature, but nature also impacts us. It's about feeling connected to all living things and understanding that we need to take care of our planet.
So it's not just about what nature can do for us, but also what we can do for it in return.
Exactly. Ecotherapy might be something as simple as planting a tree or using natural materials to make art. Maybe it's just sitting and really observing nature, being present with it. It's all about recognizing that we're part of something much bigger than ourselves.
It's true, everything's connected. I love that. Wow, we've covered so much ground today, from those stunning Northeast landscapes to all the different ways you can experience outdoor therapy.
Right. And the best part is we're just scratching the surface.
Seriously, there's even more.
Oh, absolutely. This field is exploding right now. People are constantly coming up with new approaches, new techniques, new ways to tap into that human-nature connection. It's a really exciting time to be involved in this work.
I bet. It does feel like we're at this turning point, where mental health is finally getting the attention it deserves, and everyone's realizing just how powerful nature can be for our well-being.
100%. It makes you wonder, what if this is just the beginning? What if incorporating nature into healthcare was just normal?
I like the way you think.
Imagine hospitals with gardens and outdoor spaces, schools with outdoor classrooms. Like, what if being in nature was considered a basic human right?
Now that's a world I want to live in. Well, for anyone listening who's feeling inspired to get a little closer to nature, I say, go for it. The Northeast has so much to offer. Join a local group, find a therapist who feels right, or just spend some time outdoors. Really be present in the moment. Trust me, your mind and body will thank you. That's all the time we have for today's deep dive. Thanks for joining us, and we'll catch you next time.